What's up, everybody? It's CJ, and I'm back with another Sims 3 speed build, and y'all, I am back again to build something for one of my Sims households. I feel like I have been doing that so much lately, but it's to the point where it's like, I'm either playing too much Sims, or I'm just playing the game too fast. It's gotta be one or the other, because the way that I have been building things for my family this week needs to be studied, I feel like. But I'm back in Sims 3 today. I'm building a shotgun style home for my Sim Honey, her son Duck, and her baby dad Manuel. So I've been playing this little legacy challenge on my Twitch channel. I'm not gonna say too much about it, but I'll just say this: if you want to come see it, I stream it on Wednesdays and Thursdays typically at 7 o'clock EST. So if you want to come check it out, I'll leave a link to my Twitch channel. And if you want to come back and watch some of the previous generations, I'll leave a link to my second YouTube channel. Over there, I just post streams. So yeah, so we're on Gen 3. There's only 6 generations of this challenge. So we're on Gen 3, so we're like literally halfway through. And my Sim Honey, y'all, is going through it. Okay, we ran away from home as a teenager. We're trying to just survive on the streets. And these streets are hard. That's what I'm gonna say. These streets they wow. So since she was a runaway teen, I had her living in a makeshift house, essentially. It was kind of just given shack. And it was getting to the point where we were outgrowing our house and I needed to expand. So last night on stream, I was like, listen, y'all, we have got to grind money. So we've dumpster dived. We may have went to some people's houses and taken things without asking and selling it. The way I'm looking at it, she's a mama out here, y'all, just trying to make it in this crazy world. Everything that she does is for her son, and I'm not going to judge her for that, okay? So anyway, we ended up making around, I think, 23,000 simoleons. I think it was like 23,000. However, when I moved her out and moved into this home, we ended up having 27,000. So I had some more money to play around with, which I was really happy about. The hardest part of building this house, y'all, is that I was trying to do a basement. But since I put the house on a foundation, it was kind of hard. I know there is a way to do a basement inside of a foundation, but I feel like the way that I built this house, and I also used a short foundation, I feel like it was kind of hard to do it. Maybe it is possible, but I just feel like I was struggling so bad. I even tried doing something like this where I was just using constrained floor, but then even when I fixed it, it would still mess up the wall. And I felt like I still needed to have a foundation at some point. And I'm like, listen, I'm not going to fight The Sims 3 today just to have this. So I did a shed that has a ladder that leads down into a basement. And we'll talk about the basement in a little bit, but yeah, I just needed like a little place for her to do her work, just to kind of chill and hang out. You know, it's very cozy down there, and it has some really nice ambient lighting and stuff like that down there as well. So, you know, it's just a little shed, you know. I ended up putting some tools inside of it too, so we have like some shovels and stuff. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. So as you can see, the exterior of the house is pretty much done. I'm building this home in a world called Undercity. If you'd like a link, I can leave a link down below. I've done a world overview for this world as well. It's like a grungy, rundown city world, and it was perfect for this generation of the challenge. So I was like, hey, yo, let me just go ahead and build something here. So this lot already had a house. So what I did was I just bulldozed it, and I just built something on top of it. I wanted something that was going to blend into the neighborhood. I didn't really want to have like a nice, super fancy, shiny home, and then like all the other houses are kind of run down. Like, that's going to make us a target. You know what I'm saying? So I just built something that, in my opinion, it's nicer. Now, if you're like, CJ, how was this house nice? It has broken windows and mold and mildew. Listen, if you've seen where we used to live, this is definitely an improvement, okay? So this house ended up being a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home. Like I said, very small. I was on a budget. You know, we had a little extra money, but it's still very much a budget. But I was happy, y'all, because I was able to use the budget and I had money left over. And that's kind of rare. Or if I do have money left over, it's like a couple simoleons, literally, but I think we had at least 3,000 simoleons left or 4,000 simoleons left, so my sim is not completely broke, which I'm really happy about. Now, the inside is very dated and very old. It looks kind of put together, but again, I know that I've been doing a lot of rundown builds, especially this year. I really like the way this one turned out. I did go back after I finished building it, and I changed the lighting to be flame. If you didn't know, you can change like the color of the lights in the game. So I changed it to be flame, which makes it look very like yellowy, but in a good way. It just kind of helps the house look a little bit older. But you know, Honey is not going to complain, y'all. She said, yes, this house is old. Yes, the floors creak and there's mold, but it's better than where we used to live, because where we used to live was literally like a shack. So now our son Duck, now he has space to run around, and he can play and all that. And I think we live across the street from the school, I think. So he'll be always on time to school. So in the end, everything's kind of working out good for Honey, and I'm loving that for her. I think I want her to get a job soon because we didn't have a job and we just had to survive by digging in the trash. So now we can maybe get a job, have a little bit more stable income. So yeah, like I said, if you want to see the series, I'll leave a link to my Twitch and my other YouTube channel down below. I would say it's worth a watch. That's all I'm going to say. Now we're moving on. So we tackled the kitchen and now we're moving on to the living room. Luckily for me, I had my Sims 3 tool mod installed today. So you'll see it a little bit later. I was able to use it to raise up an object. I didn't really want to use curtains that I had to raise up today. I'm using some bigger windows and smaller windows. So I wanted curtains that was just going to fit on, most of the windows in the game. So I'm using these curtain pieces. These are stored content. And then of course I'm going back and I'm adding some lights. I'm using these from Ambitions. They're kind of cheap. And I'm also using a really cheap table from base game. I have some mismatched chairs, and I did slightly recolor both of those. And then for the living room, I don't know why, but I wanted to use this couch from the base game, or the love seat from the base game. I never use this for anything, y'all. It's kind of expensive too. It's like 400 simoleons, but I don't know why, but I just had the random urge to use it. And I thought it would kind of look good in the area, so I was like, let's just do it. I wanted to use the TV that's in that cabinet from 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff, but it was a little bit too big, and the house, is small. So I was like, why don't we just use the TV from University, and then I'll use the really old rundown chair. I think that might also be from University, or maybe Generations. This is from one of those packs. And I also used one of the bookshelves from the store as like work boots and stuff like that on it. For the bedrooms, I wanted to have some carpet just to kind of like play into that older vibe. I'm using this pretty decent bed from base game. It's like 1,000 simoleons. And then I was able to take some stuff from the old house. So my sim Honey has a snake, and she also has a bird. I was about to get upset for a second, y'all, because they were in the home inventory, and I'm like, bro, how am I going to get them out? But basically what you have to do is just click on the terrarium and choose the put away option. So I'm able to basically take my pets with me, and I'm really happy about it. So I'll do that like off camera. So when you download the house, it won't have the pets, but if you want to include some, feel free. I also forgot a couple of home photos in our old home, so basically I have to go back down and try to get them and place them in the new house, but that shouldn't be too big of an issue. Like I said, when you download the house, it won't have the pets and it won't have the photos, because I don't know if the photos would even transfer over. Maybe I think if they're like in a digital photo frame, they will, but I'm not sure how it works if they're just in a regular one. So maybe someone can let me know. But as you can see, the bedroom is pretty much done. This, like I said, is only a 2-bedroom house. So we have space for Honey and we have space for her son. So for this generation, you're only supposed to have one kid anyway. So this is perfect for us. And the rooms are pretty decently sized. So I don't think we'll run out of space or anything like that. And then I'm just kind of finishing up on the wallpaper. I just wanted something kind of older, I went with this like quilted design for the wallpaper. And then now we move on to the nursery. So our kid is supposed to love space, and then they'll get into alchemy eventually. So I wanted to kind of go for like a space themed nursery. Duck's dad painted a picture of a meteorite, so I was like, ooh, why don't I just use that for the nursery? I'm also using some space wallpaper. I'm using the crib from the original home, and then I added some other things like a changing table. We have a regular chair, so there's no rocking chair today, but there is just a regular chair in here. We have the space mobile. I went back and I added a lamp in here as well. We have a nice rug and a toy box, so it pretty much has everything that you would really need for a nursery. I really like the color scheme of the wallpaper, and I use the same color scheme on the rug. So we have like rocket ships and stars on the wall, and we have stars on the rug. I also included an alien toy, and I put it on the changing table just for some little extra clutter. I was really just trying to be mindful of the budget because I still had a whole bathroom to do, and I had a whole basement to furnish all. So I was like, listen, this is decent, let's just move on. So speaking of the bathroom, I'm using some of the same tile and some of the same cabinets from the kitchen. The wallpaper, I did switch it up a little bit. I wanted something very old and grungy, so we have like this, I don't know, like a brownish color for the wallpaper. I used the shower tub combo. This one's a little pricey, but I like it. It has like an old design to it, so I used that. And I almost forgot about the sink, y'all. I almost forgot about the sink, and I almost forgot about the bathroom sink, so I wanted to make sure I include those. I do have a curtain in here as well. So now we move on to the outdoor shed. Like I said, the way that this works is that you walk in and there's a ladder that goes down below. Now, I had some other objects that I took from the original home. The way that I can describe these are they're very vintage and medieval. These objects were used in a variety of ways. There was like this one object that would stretch Sims out. There's another object that's a cage where Sims could just kind of chill out. So I wanted to make sure I included some of those. There's also a little workbench that we have as well. And there was also a couple of skeletons that I wanted to use down here as well. So like I said, this is just like a really cool place for Honey and you know, any other Sims, like visitors or anything like that. It's just a really nice place for them to come and hang out. They can relax. Again, we have like a little skeleton buddy in the corner. They can come just hang out with him. Funny enough, this little post thing is actually a chair, so Sims can actually sit down. But yeah, so, you know, I'm just kind of furnishing a nice little cozy spot for my Sims to come and hang out. Most of these objects are custom content, so I will leave a link to them down below if you want to download them, if you would like to have this little addition to your Sims' home. And these CC objects are by Cecilia. I hope I said their name right. And it's on Martha Sims, so I'll leave a link to the CC if you'd like to have all the things. But if not, it's okay. But anyway, y'all, that's basically everything that I have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. If you want to check out this interesting series, I'll leave a link to my Twitch and other YouTube channel down below as well. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this one. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye! Thanks for watching!